right, welcome guys to our yoga practice tonight. Tonight we have a sequence planned to do some hip openers. So be focusing on opening up those hips and maybe warming up a little bit because it's chilly in my house. Old houses, hey? All right, so you probably are going to want a block to have handy. We are going to start standing up. So if you just want to grab your block and maybe place it strategically around the front of your mat, that's probably where you're going to need it. Or actually, you might want it a little closer to you. Yeah, you might want it actually closer to you to start in front of you, kind of. And then after you're done with it, put it at the front of your mat. Directions, hey? All right, welcome. I'm just gonna put my sweater somewhere close because I might want it back when we move to Shavasana. So we're going to start tonight in Tadasana or mountain pose. So I invite you to stand with your feet on the floor. You can start by maybe opening up your toes and then planting them on the ground. Coming into your yoga breath. Breathing in from your feet, bringing that energy up through your legs, maybe engaging your kneecaps, engaging your thighs. And continuing in your yoga breath, inhaling through your nose, engaging that navel area, standing strong. Remembering to pause at the top of your breath and at the bottom, and finding the rhythm that works for you. Letting those shoulders drop down your back. Opening up that collarbone. Some people like to stand with their palms open towards the front of the room. Helps to drop those shoulders down your back, opening up your collarbone. It's your call for what you're feeling tonight. As you can see, my feet are not completely together. You could maybe just keep a little bit of space between your feet, not more than hips distance apart. Bringing your attention to your mat, to our group meeting here tonight. Maybe standing a little straighter. And just checking in with your body tonight. On your next inhale, I invite you to just bring your hands into the air, bringing them to prayer. And then as you exhale, bring your arms, hands down the same way they came up. We're going to do that 4 more times following our breath. So inhaling our hands up, palms meeting at the top, and then exhaling our hands down. Inhaling up. Pausing at the top and exhaling down. Inhaling up. Taking down. One more time, inhaling up. And this time on your exhale, just pointing your fingers to the right, coming into half moon. Maybe looking up at the ceiling, if that feels okay. Keeping that weight centered between your 2 feet. Breathing that energy up along your left side. bringing your navel in. And on your next inhale, coming to center. And on your next exhale, reaching towards your left. Looking up to the ceiling or straight ahead, whatever's feeling okay for your neck today. This time drawing that energy up along your right hand side. Bringing that navel in, nice strong core. And inhaling to center. And as you exhale, bringing your hands down. And then clasping your hands behind your back. So continuing to breathe here. If you're comfortable with your stance, and keep it the way it is. You can also just maybe widen it just a little bit. We're going to go into a forward fold here. So inhaling, looking up at the ceiling, hands clasped behind your back. And as you exhale, bending your knees a little bit, letting your tummy rest on your knee. Letting your hands fall down towards the ground, over your head. Continuing to breathe here. Maybe letting your head fall, giving your neck a little rest here. Stretching through your shoulders. And on the inhale, coming up halfway, hands to hips. Exhaling here. And then inhaling up all the way. And exhaling your hands down. All right, so this is where your yoga block might come into play. We're going to inhale our hands up one more time, hands together. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our hands down, giving our knees a little bend and bringing our hands to the floor and forward fold. You could also have your block here, inhaling, looking up, and then exhaling, coming into a fold. Now, if you have your block, you can put it down to whatever height you like, and you want to ground your right hand into your block. If you're not using a block, you'll be grounding your right hand into the floor. I'm going to be using a block today. And on your next inhale, you're going to take your left hand and raise it up into the air. Your palm is facing the left-hand side. And your knees can definitely still be a little bit bent here. Engaging your leg muscles. And we're looking to our left-hand side. One more breath here. And then we're going to exhale our left hand down to meet our right. I'm going to shift my block over now to be underneath my left-hand side. And on an inhale, I'm going to raise my right hand into the sky. My palm now facing the right-hand side. If it feels okay, you can look up a little bit higher, up to the ceiling. Or maintain that gaze to your right. Keeping your yoga breath going here. On your next exhale, bringing your right hand down to meet your left. Maybe turning your block so both hands are now on your block, or keeping your hands on the ground, keeping those knees bent, just enough so your hands can be on the ground if your hands are on the ground. And on your next inhale, bring your hands up to your hips. Exhaling here. And then inhaling all the way up. And exhaling our hands down, back into Tadasana. All right, so we're going to move to the back of our mat now. And this is where we're going to strategically put our block to the front of our mat. We're all going to meet at the back of our mat facing the top. We're going to inhale our hands up into a salute. Then we're going to exhale our hands down, catapulting ourselves to our first plank of the day. And like always, you could drop your knees if you like. Holding for a breath, looking forward, exhaling, keeping our elbows close to our body, exhaling all the way down into our mat. And we're going to move into Sphinx. So you're going to take your elbows and put them where your hands were. And it's naturally going to bring your body up a little bit. And then we're going to inhale, looking up towards the ceiling. Continuing to breathe here. Maybe pushing our pubic bone into the ground. Coming into this gentle back bend. And on an exhale, we're going to come on down. Putting our hands now back underneath our shoulders. We're going to inhale up into tabletop. And just exhale here. Double checking our alignment. Holding for a breath, looking forward, engaging that navel. And on the inhale, we're going to come into cow. So our forehead and our tailbone move up towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, coming into cat. We're going to do this on our own for a few rounds here. Really moving through those shoulders. Taking our time, moving through our spine, feeling our vertebrae. Bend one way and then the other. And then when you're ready, we're going to meet tabletop. Continuing your yoga breath. And now we're going to take our elbows and put them back where our hands were. And our palms are facing down, fingers spread. And on an exhale, we're going to move into dolphin. So we're going to turn our feet over. And we're going to lift our tailbone into the sky. So your drishti is up towards your thighs. Pushing through your forearms here. If you like, you can bend your knees if that feels better for you today. One more breath here. And on an exhale, we're going to come down, back to tabletop. And then on our next exhale, we're going to flip our toes, and we're going to raise our bumps to the sky into our first downward dog. So you can do a little bit of pedaling, a little bit of side to side. It's a good action to get your hips moving. And then finally coming into a resting downward dog, being sure that you cannot see your heels behind your feet. Pushing into those palms. And your drishti is at your upper thighs. Exhaling, we're going to bend our knees. Inhaling, we're going to take a really big step forward and have both feet meet at the front of the mat. Exhaling into a forward fold. Little knee bend there. Inhaling up halfway into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling back down to forward fold. And then inhaling up all the way to salute. Exhaling down through samastiti, palms together in prayer, and then exhaling all the way down into Tadasana. We're going to do a sun salutation now. Inhaling our hands up to the ceiling, into salute. Exhaling our hands all the way down to touch our mat, bending our knees as much as we need to. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling our hands back down. Taking a step back with our right foot, coming into a low lunge. looking forward here. And on our next exhale, we're going to take our left foot back to meet our right in plank, holding for a breath here. And as we exhale, we're going to lower all the way down, keeping those elbows close to your body. And on an inhale, coming into baby cobra, raising our forehead and our chest up off the ground, engaging our core here, keep our back safe. Exhaling back down, inhaling up through tabletop, and exhaling our bum into the air for downward dog. So keeping that drishti up towards your upper thighs or navel, maintaining that yoga breath. Fingers are spread wide open, like how dogs walk through snow is the way I like to imagine it. Pushing through that fleshy part of your thumb there, the bottom part of your thumb. One more breath here. And on the exhale, we're going to bend our knees. And on inhale, we're going to take a big step forward, bringing both feet to the front of the mat. Exhaling down, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling back down, forward fold again. And inhaling up all the way, hands towards the ceiling. Into salute, you might want to do a little back bend here. And then exhaling down through some sthiti to Uttanasana. All right, good job, everybody. On your next exhale, we're going to take a step back with our right foot. So your foot's probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 feet apart. And then your back toe is facing the top right-hand corner of your mat. We're going to move into pyramid here. So we're going to inhale, grabbing our elbows with each of our hands. Inhaling up, looking up at the ceiling, opening up those collarbones. And then as we exhale, we're going to hinge at the waist. Keeping an eye on that big toe. Maintaining a nice balance between your front and your back foot. Continuing to breathe. And on your next exhale, we're going to take our hands and just drop them down towards our mat. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, folding forward. And if you have your block handy and you'd like to use it, we're going to move into reverse triangle. So feel free to put your hand on your block here, your right hand. And on an inhale, we're going to take our left hand and raise it into the sky. You can even raise your block a little bit higher, giving yourself some extra space here. Exhaling your left hand down. Inhaling your hands to your hips. Holding for a breath. And then inhaling all the way. Exhaling your feet together. All right, we're going to do that on the other side now. So we're going to inhale our left foot now behind us. And our toes are going to be facing the top left-hand corner of our mat. We're going to grab our elbows this time. We're going to do the opposite. And you'll know you're doing the opposite because it's going to feel a little weird to you. It's not your usual go-to. We're going to inhale, opening up our collarbone to the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to fold at the waist. Keeping an eye on your big toe here. Maintaining that yoga breath. And on your next exhale, we're going to take our hands, drop them down to our mat. Inhaling, looking up. And exhaling forward, folding forward. So we're going to come into reverse triangle here. So again, feel free to grab your block, put with your left hand on the left-hand side of your foot. We're going to inhale our right hand into the air. Continuing to breathe here. Exhaling our right hand down. Inhaling our hands to our hips. Exhaling here. And then inhaling all the way up. And exhaling our feet together at the top of the mat. All right, guys, we're going to move into tree pose now. So you're going to stand with your feet about hip distance apart. We're going to continue our yoga breath here. Find strength in our legs. And we're going to shift the weight to our right foot. And as we inhale, we're going to take our hands to our hips and bring our left foot up to our calf or on the ground if that works for you tonight. Or if you'd like to try bringing it up to your inner thigh. I'm going to make an attempt tonight. You can do that too. Whoa. Sorry, watching these probably throwing you off. I'll just go with my inner. So continuing to breathe here is a great way to maintain your balance. Focusing on something ahead of you, like a spot on your wall. Keeping that drishti is another way. And if you're feeling good tonight, you can bring your hands into the air. Enjoying the trees outside, maybe moving around a little bit. Waving back and forth. Dropping those shoulders down your back. And on your next exhale, bring your left foot down. Shaking it out a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing on our left now. So we're going to shift our weight to our left. Inhaling our hands to our hips. Bringing our left foot up to our calf or to our inner thigh. Just keep your foot off your knee. And if it feels good, raising your hands on an inhale into the air. On the exhale, bringing your foot down to the mat. Back to Tadasana. We're going to meet now at the front of our mat again. We're going to inhale our hands up into salute. Exhaling our hands all the way down, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. And then we're going to exhale our hands down. This time we're going to step back with our left foot, coming into a low lunge. Holding for a breath. And exhaling our right foot back to meet our left. Finding your version of plank tonight. And on an exhale, we're going to lower ourselves down all the way to our mat. And on an inhale, we're going to come into baby cobra. Hold for a breath. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up to tabletop and continue to breathe here while I talk. So we're going to move into a three-legged downward dog here. If you're not into doing that tonight, you can alternatively do what we did a couple classes ago, where you can do you can do like this thing rather than doing three-legged downward dog. That being said, those of you into it, we're going to exhale our toes over and bring our bums into the air, finding our downward dog. Finding your posture in downward dog, making sure you cannot see your heels. Your gaze up towards your upper thighs. And on an inhale, we're going to lift our right foot into the air. Three-legged downward dog. We're going to hold this for a couple breaths. And on an exhale, we're going to take our knee in to meet our nose. Not hitting our nose, of course. Inhaling, straightening up our leg, three-legged dog. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhaling one more time, three-legged dog. And as we exhale, we're going to take our knee down behind our right wrist. Our heel, left heel is underneath our hips. And we're coming into pigeon here. Inhaling, opening up our collarbone to the sky. And on an exhale, coming down, whatever height is feeling good for you tonight. So you could definitely be using your block here, resting your head on it. Continuing to breathe here through your yoga breath. Breathing into any discomfort you might be feeling, or even coming up a bit, altering how much weight you're putting on your leg. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, raising your head up, bringing your body up, continuing to breathe, opening up your collarbone to the ceiling, maybe looking up. And on an exhale, we're going to take our right knee, bring it back to meet our left, finding ourselves once again in tabletop. And as we exhale, we're going to bring ourselves back into downward dog, or coming back to tabletop or bird dog, if you'd like to do that instead. Once again, checking your stance, tailbone raising to the ceiling, drishti up at your upper thighs. And on an inhale, we're going to raise our left foot into the air, coming into three-legged downward dog. One more breath. And on an exhale, we're going to bring our knee to our nose, engaging our abdominal muscles here. Inhaling, left foot back up. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhaling, left foot back up one more time. And as we exhale, bringing our knee behind our left wrist, dropping that right hip down on your left heel. Inhaling, looking up in pigeon. And as we exhale, coming down to whatever level is feeling good for you tonight. Definitely one side might feel different than the other. Remembering to breathe. Couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly bringing yourself up. Your body is up now. Opening up that collarbone, dropping your shoulders down the back. Looking up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, in your left leg, bringing it back to meet your right. And bringing yourself back into tabletop. Looking straight ahead here. Nice strong core. And as you exhale, bringing yourself down, lowering your bum down into child's pose. So whether engaging your shoulders by pushing into your fingertips here, head resting on the ground, forehead resting on the ground, just hugging your back. Couple more breaths. On an inhale, we're gonna raise ourselves into sitting. And we're going to actually move into Sukhasana. So it's up to you if you want to sit on your block. So Sukhasana or easy pose, we're going to sit cross-legged, finding ourselves in our breath, feeling those shoulders dropping down our back, sitting up straight, maybe imagining that imaginary rope, lifting your head up a little higher. And we're going to move into a twist. So we're going to engage our navel, inhaling. And then we're going to take our right hand, put it on our left knee, left hand behind us. And as we exhale, we're going to twist from the waist to our left. Maintaining good posture, maintaining our yoga breath. On an exhale, we're going to meet in center. Same thing on the other side. We're going to inhale, engaging our navel. Taking our left hand now, putting on our right knee, right hand behind us. And as we exhale, we're going to twist through our navel towards the right. On that exhale, we'll meet center. Right now, we're going to take our feet out in front of us. We're going to do another twist here. So we're going to take our left foot and put it on the outside of our right knee. We're going to take our right hand, putting it on our knee, left hand behind us. So you can stay here when you go to do the twist, or if you would like, you can inhale your hand up. And then as you exhale, putting your right elbow on the outside of your left knee and twisting to your left. So you either look like this, or you're holding onto your knee and twisting this way. Reminder to maintain your posture. As you inhale, you can sit up straighter, a little straighter. As you exhale, you can try to twist a little bit further if that feels okay tonight. And always remembering to breathe here. One more breath. And on the exhale, we'll meet in center, taking our feet out in front of us. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our right foot, put it on the outside of our left knee. Once again, you take your left hand and grab your left knee, right hand behind you, or you can inhale your left hand up. And as you exhale, take your left elbow, putting it on the outside of your knee, twisting to your right. Both options give you a great twist. The second just kind of twists, allows you to go a little deeper into the twist. So there's no weight on my backhand. I'm just using it for balance. Exhale, we'll meet center, bringing our legs out in front of us. Right. Okay, so we're going to meet in staff pose. I'm going to go with space. You guys can see me. Sitting up straight. Our toes facing, are activated, facing towards our forehead. Our abdominal muscles are engaged. And our drishti, or our gaze, is at our big toes. We're going to move into reverse plank now. So we're going to take our fingers and place them towards our bum. That's going to naturally open up our collarbone. So you can stay here. You can bend your knees if that feels better. Or if you'd like, you can move into a full reverse plank by inhaling your pelvis into the air. Maybe dropping your head if that feels okay. Exhaling our bums to the ground. Inhaling our hands up. And this time exhaling into a forward fold. Keeping our drishti towards our big toes. Your hands are either on your shins, your ankles, or your feet. Or maybe you're grabbing your toes. As you're inhaling, you're looking forward. As you're exhaling, maybe folding a little further. So on your next inhale, we're going to come on up. And as we exhale, we're going to move down towards our backs. Bringing our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a little hug. Keeping those shoulders on the ground, or allowing them to drop down towards the ground. And on our next exhale, just going to allow your palms to drop down on either side of your body, your palms facing the floor. And on an inhale, we're going to straighten our legs up, soles of our feet facing the ceiling, engaging our abdominal muscles here, our core. So not just the front of your tummy, but everything on the inside. Two more breaths here. And on an exhale, we're going to hug our knees again. letting our shoulders drop to the mat. Now we're going to move into happy baby here. So we're going to take our hands and move them on the inside of our knees, bringing our feet, grabbing our feet. So we're either grabbing the tops of our, or we're grabbing our toes or our ankles. And on an inhale, we're going to raise our soles to the ceiling, this time keeping our knees hugged in tight. So you can rock back and forth here. If you like. Or you can stay static. Couple more breaths. And on an exhale, we'll just release our feet, allowing our soles to touch our mat and our knees to be bent. Now we're going to take our arms and put them out into either a T or a cactus. We're going to drop our left leg down. And as we inhale, we're going to bring our right knee up into the air. And as we exhale, we're going to let our right knee fall to the left. And we're going to turn our forehead to the right. Coming into a reclined twist here. Couple more breaths. You'll find the longer you hold these poses, the reclined twist, slowly your knee just sort of starts to fall down towards the floor. And that is gravity working in your favor. And on an inhale, we're going to face our forehead to the ceiling, bringing our knee face the ceiling as well. Exhaling our leg down. Inhaling our left knee up now. And as we exhale, letting it fall towards the right as we twist to the left, turning our foreheads to the left. Once again, allowing gravity to do all the hard work for you. Breathing into the twist. Couple more breaths here. Inhaling our foreheads to face the ceiling, bringing our knee up. Exhaling, both feet flat on the floor. You can release your arms here. So we're going to go into something called bananasana, and you guys might be familiar with it from previous classes. It's not a vinyasa traditional yoga pose. It is a yin pose, but it feels so darn good. So it's kind of like what it sounds like. So as you inhale, you're going to raise your arms above your head, but on the ground. So you're bringing your palms together, and you look like a pencil. And then as you continue to breathe, you're going to just slowly move your hands to the right hand side, keeping them in prayer, and then walk your feet, which are together, so one at a time, to the right hand side as well. And so you're going to kind of look like a banana. If you're able to relax your elbows, that is super awesome. If you feel there's a lot of strain on your hands to keep them together, there's no pressure to keep them together. You can let one elbow fall to the ground. And the purpose of this pose is to stretch along the left-hand side of your body, breathing into that side. Once again, breathing into anything that might be discomfort or might cause discomfort, or you might feel discomfort. This is definitely a pose you can do before bedtime. Trying to keep both of your butt cheeks on the ground, or glutes, I guess is probably a better way to describe it. You could also try taking your left foot and just crossing it over your right. Seeing how that feels maybe on your hips. And as you're continuing to breathe, just slowly walking your feet back to neutral, bringing your hands, keeping your palms together, coming back into that pencil formation. And as you're exhaling, this time moving your hands now to the right and slowly walking your feet to the, moving your hands to the left and walking your feet to the left. You want to come into a banana on the other side now. And you'll find that you don't have to go very far to start feeling this. So only move your feet and your hands as far as it takes to feel that stretch along your right hand side now. Maybe dropping your elbow to the floor if it was up, letting go of that official hands, palms together, and just breathing into the right side of your body. If you like to try crossing your right foot over your left, see how that feels. A couple more breaths on this side. And as you exhale, kind of just breathing now, coming back to neutral. And on your next inhale, maybe bringing your knees into your chest to give yourself one last hug here. Allowing your shoulders to drop onto the mat, hugging those knees in. And on an exhale, letting your hands down, go down to the mat, bringing your feet down flat if you like, letting your legs go flat if you like. Coming into Shavasana here. Maybe breathing out your mouth in the sigh. And with that last sigh, just letting go of your breath. Letting your tongue fall back away from your teeth. Relaxing your jaw. Relaxing your forehead. Just maybe noticing that space between your eyeballs and your eyelids. Finding awareness in your awareness. We're going to slowly start to wiggle our toes and our fingers. I invite you to take this moment to just move your body how you would like. Stretching, maybe your hands are above your head, maybe your knees are up. Just move your body however you want. Then when you're ready, we'll just roll onto our sides, resting our head on our arm. We'll slowly raise ourselves up to sitting. Thank you all for coming tonight. My pleasure, and always my pleasure. I'm very grateful for us to be able to hold space together and to come together wherever we may be located to do yoga. It's a certain kind of special type of class. Peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful heart. Namaste.